Well, hi folks, getting on towards the end of September now, so I'll just give you a quick look round. I've not really been up here for a couple of weeks because I've been at work. I haven't had a day off for 2 weeks, so we'll just have a little look round, show you what's going on. Probably not a great deal. Found a bit of a problem with the old leeks, as you can see. Quite a few of them have gone to seed now. I think that's because we had such a dry spell and they don't like a check like that, you know, a stress. I think most of them are alright, but what I'm going to do is I'll dig them all up in one go and then just freeze them so I can just use them in soups and stuff like that, because I don't think they'd be any worse to be frozen, because if I leave them they're all probably just going to go to seed and bolt. So you can always tell when they're starting to go to seed because they start getting a lot taller, because these are nearly up to my chest, these now, they're really tall. So anyway, that's one of those things, because the soil's been that dry, it's just sort of stressed them out. But anyway, that's, you know, it's one of the very few disasters we've had this year. Everything needs a good weeding. I've not been up, like I said, for 2 weeks. Planted a few turnips. They've come out particularly sparsely, unfortunately. But we should get a few, so it's not a big deal. Cabbages, still got a few cabbages coming. I left this one outside and it's not even been attacked by any butterflies. I think this one's bolted a bit, but because they're a sort of spring cabbage type thing, you can use all these leaves because they're nice and tender. So yeah, cabbages are all right. Leeks have gone to seed, so anyway, all my onions can come home now because they've all totally dried out. These were the smaller ones, sort of planted really close, so they're all right. They should be ready to chop all the leaves off and just store over winter. Got a few flowers coming out now, some of these perennials. It's quite nice for this time of year. Apart from that, everything else is finished. All the sweet peas, stuff like that. But yeah, there's a few bits and pieces still growing. Again, into the polytunnel, nothing growing in here really. All the onions, again, they can all come back. They're all dried out nicely. Nothing in here. What I'm going to do this year, I'm going to grow some garlic in the polytunnel. So I'm going to plant it in October and see how we get on, because a lad that I gave some of my garlic to grows it in his polytunnel and he gets really good results. So we'll grow some in there, see if we get a better result. And he cropped it in May, so that'll give me plenty of time to get the crop lifted and then just grow some beans after it, so nothing will be wasted. These are these wild rocket that have just sort of self-seeded from many years ago when I used to grow it, so I'll probably take a little bit of a picking of those. Actually, I didn't sow them myself, it's just one of those fortunate things. The main bed, like I said, not been up, needs a good old weeding before I put the compost on for the no dig, and it does look like we've had a frost, folks. If you can see, the courgettes are all ex-courgettes, even though they're enormous. Look at the size of these things now. Just like, that's 2 weeks I've left them. It's nearly 2 foot long, that. So anyway, that's the courgettes. Ceased to be. I knew it was going to get quite cold, but I didn't realise it had got that cold. So we must have had a frost, an air frost anyway. So what I'm really, like I said, because I've not been up, what I'm really loving the look of is these sunflowers. Oops, sorry, I'm tripping up. Certainly late bloomers, and this one over here has got absolutely tons of flowers on. Have a look at that, it's brilliant. Got absolutely tons, and there's still more to come. Probably can't see because it's into the brightness, but yeah, I'm really pleased with those. Quite colourful. So we had a frost, but the spuds have not been attacked, so obviously courgettes are far more susceptible to frost than spuds are. So I'm going to empty one of these. My final early's out. Still got the sarpos growing, so I'll keep those growing until they finally finish growing, because they want to get those as big as possible. This is the 4th batch of lettuce in here, under here to keep away the pheasants. Growing away really slowly, but we should get a picking until we get some really harsh frosts. So I can still be picking lettuce into October, I would imagine. And this is the previous batch, which are ready to go now. Again, covered in weeds, but still all right. Nice lettuce there. Obviously they've gone to seed. And then the spring onions seem to have been hit by something. I can't see spring onions being attacked by frost, but all the leaves have gone black. So what that is, I don't know, because this is the second or third lot, again needing a good weeding. They'll be ready in a while, and they've not been attacked by anything. So that's a mystery, folks. So anyway, we'll get on, we'll harvest this final pot of potatoes, see what we get. I would imagine they'll be absolutely enormous by now. Not ideal for first earlies, but second earlies, but we'll see how we get on. So I'll get my tripod set up and we'll get them cut, get them pulled up. Oh dear, that's an heavy one. So we'll see what we've got. As per usual. Dear me. I don't usually tip them out like that. Oh dear, here we go again. Looking quite small, which is good. I can see a few that have gone a bit mushy. Like that one. So let's have a look. Let's get them out. That's a bit mushy. Soil's wet through, and they have been sat in it for. That's a bit mushy too. Doesn't look too bad. That's mushy. Might have actually got a bit of blight, to be honest. That's a mushy one. That's all right. Well, quite a lot are quite clean, still clean, which is good. Some of the bigger ones at the bottom that have been sat in all the wet that are gone a bit off. But these are quite nice. They're quite a nice size. These are not as big as some of the giant ones I was getting last time. But like I said, there's a few mushy ones which obviously won't be eating. So not as many as last time, which isn't a big deal, because it was a bit ridiculous last time, wasn't it, really? So yeah, some nice ones in there, some nice size that you could eat whole. At this time of year to get new potatoes is, I would say it's an extreme bonus, really. Bit of another one there. I think that's about it. We'll just give them away. It's probably about £4 or £5, I would imagine. Which at the end of September is not too bad. So how big the Sarpo Blue Danube will be, I don't know. So we'll still keep those growing for until the leaves finally shrivel up. Let's see what we've got. So I'll just get my scales out, turn them up. The pounds. Okay, I reckon it could be £5 or £6 there. £6.5. I don't know whether you can see. £6.5, so that'll do for me. So that's my last new potatoes of the year, which isn't too bad considering it's the end of September. So anyway folks, that's about it. I'll see you later.